Hi everybody! I'm so excited to be sharing this painting video tutorial with you. We will be painting this lovely fairy and moonflowers and the moon today. You will want to check the description below to see what materials we will be using. And some of you will already have this pre-sketched canvas. For those of you who are interested in receiving your own pre-sketched canvas, you can contact me through my email or private message me on Facebook, and those links are provided in the description below too. Okay, let's have some fun and let's start painting. I am going to start with the round brush, and I want to outline everything in black to begin with. So if you have one of these pre-sketched, then you could see the pencil marks, but you might not be able to see the pencil marks right here. But I'm going to start tracing. I'm going to dip in my water with my round brush, and I'm going to twirl it in the black, and then start outlining. Okay, and then I want that to dry just a little bit, so you can kind of tell if you look in the light. You can see that it's a little wet still, and you can also, touch on the canvas, but it looks a little wet right there. So for now, I'm going to take this brush. I'm going to wipe off the excess black on my paper towel, and then I'm going to set this brush in the water. Then I want to grab my 1/2 inch angle brush, and I'm going to dip it in the water. I'm trying to avoid this part in here for now, but I think I'll work on my edges. And I always think it looks better if you paint your edges. It makes it look all nice and clean and finished. So I think I'm going to start, I'm going to start with dipping this brush in the water, and then I'm going to go into my phthalo blue. So I'm pulling a little bit of a little bit over to the side, make it a little puddly. But you don't want it to be drippy if you're working upright. So I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to do this first edge. You have to kind of move your brush back and forth to work into the grooves so that you're not leaving any white canvas showing. And it's okay to let it come around to the front a little bit. Now I think, so I still have a little bit of blue on that brush, but I don't want to clean it out, so I'm going to actually wipe off a little bit of the excess onto my paper towel, and I'm going to go into my white. So I'm going to try to stay in one little area of my white. And as you pick up that white, you can see as you go along, and I think I'm going to go right up to those black lines. You can press down on your brush and some of that blue comes out. Oh, and I don't want to paint totally over her wings, so I'm going to try to leave some of the black lines showing, so I'll probably go in between her wings. I might pick up a little bit more blue. I don't want much because I don't want to overpower it. So I just dipped in where I had that watered down blue. So I'm going to pick up the white again. And you can use, you know how your brush is angled, so use the tip part where it angles up to the most. There, the highest point there, and I'm going to go use that to get into where all these little finer crevices are. Okay, so I might come back and work on the moon again a little bit later. So now I want to take that excess white that's in there and wipe it on my paper towel. But I'm not going to clean it off. I'm just going to go right into my blue again. Although I think at first I'm going to dip it in my water and then go into my blue. So I want a little bit more watered down blue again. And I'm going to start up in this corner. And I'm really trying to work it in to the grooves because a lot of times you'll end up with white canvas showing through. So if you really flip the brush back and forth and scrub it in there, that'll help get that in, work that blue into it, into the canvas. And it also helps to dip in your water every once in a while to keep that blue a little bit watered down. And for this particular painting, I'm going to go right over the flowers with the blue. And hopefully you can still see your black lines. As long as you don't have your paint too thick, it should work pretty good. I'm going to avoid her skin, so I'm just going to go to the wings. So now I think I want to start putting some magenta in. So I'm dipping in the water. I didn't clean out my brush, and I'm just going to pick up some magenta and work it right into the blue. So I'm starting to lose my flower a little bit because I might paint too thick on there, so I'm going to dip in the water, lift that a little bit, thin it out. And now I think I'm going to go back to the blue some. I'm just letting those colors overlap each other. When that magenta hits the blue, it looks more purpley, which is really pretty. I can see where I have some white canvas showing through, so I'm trying to get into those grooves a little bit better. If I just look at it from a different angle, I can see that. Okay, let's see. I can still see a little bit of canvas showing through, but I got white on there, so I don't really want to get that on that part. So I've got this old, my brush that I use that's been used a lot more, and I call it a scrubby brush because it's a little bit more fluffy. So I'm going to dip in the water, get a little bit of that light blue, and where I can see those grooves showing through, I'm going to try to put that in. It kind of fills in those little divots there. Okay. So now, I do kind of have an excess of blue up in there, and to closer to the ferrule part, so I want to wipe that out. I didn't completely clean it out, I just wiped it a little bit. And I'm going to go into my white. And I want to go on the inside of these petals. And I'm just dragging it down along the edge, and then pull some in towards the center. Let's see. And since this paint is still wet, it drags that color into the white a little bit. Now I want to put a little bit on her petal skirt here. And then, let's see, let's do maybe a little bit of the magenta without cleaning off my brush. I just picked up the magenta. Okay, and then, let's see, since we have that magenta on our brushes, I'm going to pick up a little bit more, but I want to take my brush and I'm going to pick up some of the magenta, and then I want to dab it off several times. Because I want my brush to be a little bit dry. And then I want to just lightly sweep the brush over her wings. So you're not completely filling it in, you're just putting a little bit of pink. Put a little bit of pink in her hair. Okay, now, actually I want to get that magenta out of my brush. So I'm going to wipe it off on a paper towel, and I'm going to clean it a little bit with the water so it comes out more clean. So now I've just got blue basically coming out. So I'm not going to clean it completely, but I'm going to go into my white again. And I'm going to go over these another time for a second coat. I'm not pressing too hard because I want the white paint that I'm putting on now to basically set on top of the other paint. Okay, so I think maybe I'll go around her petal skirt a little bit again. Okay. So I think for now, maybe we'll color in her skin color for now. So this brush, I want to wipe off all the excess again, and I'm going to set it in the water. And I'm going to go back to this brush that we outlined to begin with the black, the round brush, but I need to clean it out so that no black is coming off. So it's pretty clean on the paper towel. And I've got this flesh colored paint here. And then I also have this burnt sienna. So if you want to make your tones a little bit darker, you can add more of the burnt sienna. If you want to go a little lighter, you can use more of the flesh tone. And you can add white to make it even lighter. So I'm going to drag some of this out. Okay. Okay. Wash your hair a little bit. I think I want to work on these little swirly, the vines here. And I'm going to use the same brush here. I want to wipe out off the excess paint. Till it comes out clean. And this is a little bit tricky. If you haven't done the swirls before, you might want to do a little bit of a practice. So you could start with, maybe get your black paint, take your brush and dip it in the water. And I'm just making a little bit more watered down area with my black. I might dip it a couple times here. And then twirl your brush. And when you get ready to make your lines, do a lighter touch and paint more on the tip. And then you can do little swirlies. You could do some practice ones on your paper or your plastic table covering. Now if you press down a little harder, you get thicker lines. And of course if you do it softer, you get smaller, thinner lines. So go ahead and practice a few times to see how that turns out until you're ready to commit to your canvas. So I still have my lines from before, I can see, so we'll go over that. Let's see, go over this a little bit. Okay, so maybe while we've got the black on our brush for now, let's make some little lines in our wings. So I think what I'm going to do, make it look kind of like a dragonfly or a butterfly. I'm going to do this shape here. And then do another one, comes down. And then a few lines that are a little bit more straight. Take the second one. Okay, so sometimes it helps to just look at a picture with a butterfly, you know, pull up butterfly wings or dragonfly wings and just get an idea how their little lines go on the wings. And if you don't want to mess with those black lines, you could always just color it in solid. Okay, now since I've got the black on my brush again, I've dipped in the water and I'm going to twirl it so it comes to a fine point. And I think I'm going to try to make a little place where it looks like her eye is closed. Oh, I wanted to go around her bodice too with some white, so maybe I'll do that next. So I'm going to clean off. Let's see, I might go around with some black a little bit here again. So I'm going to clean off this brush. And I want to do the same thing with these twirls, but I want to do some white. And I'm just going to dip in my water and pull some white to the side. I want it to be a little bit watered down. Twirl my brush till it comes to a point. And I'm just going to touch on it here and there. So I'm not completely doing the whole thing in white, I'm just touching on it a little bit. And then I'm going to go around her bodice because I forgot to do that earlier. And then maybe down her back. Now, for now, let's do the centers a little bit more. And I've got the white on there. I think I'll wipe some of that white off and go into my water, and I'll pull some magenta to the side. Like maybe about 3 little lines on each petal coming out from the center. These are the outside petals, so I just want to do the center of this one. Okay, so if you want to put a little bit more pink in her skirt, you can. And if you really want to, I don't know. No, I don't know if I like this or not. But if you wanted to, You could add a little bit of pink in here too, or you can just leave it as it is. I think what I want to do next are some white dots, and hopefully you still got your white. It's a little bit puddly, and you want to use the back end of your brush, and you're going to dip in the white. So I have a nice little glob of white on the end of my brush, and I want to make some dots. And then while you're at it, let's put one up here. I'm going to make a little starburst. So I flip my brush back around, and then while that's still wet, I'm going to drag out the brush on 4 sides. And then maybe, no, that didn't show up very well. And then I want to go back to my dots again, and I think I'm going to put some dots around her wings. And I'm doing a little bit lighter touch, and I'm doing smaller dots on the black part of the wings. Do a few up in the moon. Looks like fairy dust. And it looks kind of cute if you put maybe 3 little dots right there. You can even have 3 of them coming down the back of her blouse or her top there. Oh, and I want to put 3 on the ends of her petal skirt there. And then let's do a few more. Maybe we'll do, let's see, maybe we should do a starburst up here. Whatever, should have it right on. Go back and put that one. Do another one right there. And then I'm going to get fancy with my dots and put some around my loop-de-loops. I'm going to put another starburst over here. And I kind of want to do a few dots that look like fairy dust and some other color. So I think I'm going to mix, I'm going to take a little bit of blue. Well, that's already watered down, so I'm going to lift up some white and mix it over here. So it's a light blue. Might want a little bit more dark in there. So let me water it down some. Get a little more of this. Just need a little bit of a puddly area. So I'm going to dip in that blue. I want to do another starburst up here. Is that going to be dark enough? Maybe I need to be a little lighter. It's not showing up very well. That one's really faded. Oh, can't even pick up the white. And then, while I'm at it, I'm going to do some blue dots. And these show up better in the moon. And then maybe we could do some pink ones too. Oh, that's kind of pretty down here. So clean out my brush because I need to get pink on the brush. And then I'm going to dip some water, get a watered down pink area. Probably that's probably enough. And let's do some pink ones. I don't know, should we make a pink starburst too? Where should I put this one? Oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, I'm going to wipe off the pink. I want to go back into the blue because I want to add some more to her skirt. I'll color that in blue. Can't see it very well. Wonder if I can outline it with white a little bit. I don't know why that didn't show up real well. I don't know if I put a little pink in there. It kind of helps, makes it a little darker. Oh, I think I'm going to do a few dots in her hair. Oh. And then I want to outline a little bit more with some black at the end. So I'm twirling in my black again. I want to put in some little black lines in the middle. So I'm dragging the brush out with some lines. Trying to see if there's anything else I need to do. I think it's done. Voila! And then I'm going to sign it. That'll be the last thing. So I think I'm going to sign with some white. Twirl my brush again. Oop. Maybe put a few more. I think I'm done. Voila! Thank you so much for painting with me today, and I hope you had fun.